Today, we'll be having a follow-up from our Nicaragua and Bahama mission teams. I hope you're as excited as I am. Now, here's your prayer. Let's pray. Dear God, thank you for this wonderful week we are facing. Please be with the high school students here today and let the trips help influence us to do wrong these trips. In Jesus' name, amen.
And now, before we begin, Ryla Spolkman. We have Mr. Smith, and he doesn't come over very often because he's so busy over there. He's our leadership person over at the high school, and of course he has a lot to do with the mission trips that we have. And so let's give Mr. Smith a big round of applause.
We have a special treat for you. We've got 4 groups that are going to be sharing with you today. A group that went to Nicaragua, one that went to New York City, one that went to the Bahamas, and then one that went with me to Jamaica. And so we have pictures. We've got a really sweet video from the Bahamas group that it's going to be exciting to see. So if you will, we're going to start with Nicaragua as these girls come up. Will you guys welcome up real loud? Say real loud. And Benson Ibarger, and they went to Nicaragua. They'll share their trip with you.
Guys, how are you today? Good. Start telling you about well, this is day 1. When we got there, we went to the grocery store in the TCE Chapel, and we gathered supplies for all the families that we would need. That was the yellow day, but we got hurt.
The next day, in the morning, we went to visit one of the hospitals in Nicaragua, and we handed out toys and baby supplies to all the moms and kids. Now, in the afternoon, we went to a place called TCE. TCE is an organization that took families who lived in the dump and gave them a new home in the farmland area. So we went there and we brought them chicken and lunch. So that's us working on that. And then after we served the lunch, we got to go around to their houses and see how they lived and what their lives were like.
Alright, day 3. We started out by going to a church right in Managua, and it was really cool because even though they were singing and talking in Spanish, we could still worship right with them. And they even did Mighty to Save, a song you guys probably don't know, in Spanish. So we were singing in English and they were singing in Spanish, so it was really cool. And then after that, we went to Mustard Seed Orphanage, which is an orphanage for disabled children. And we just got to feed the kids ice cream and love on them and hold them. And they just, that love is what they so desperately want. And we also visited a volcano that day, but we couldn't go to the top because it was erupted in last year. And we also went to a rainforest in the mountains.
Okay, so day 4 was our work day. We went back to TCE, and then there was another group there, thankfully, that kind of helped us with the work. One of the things we did was we mixed cement for a new basketball court outside, and then we also had to dig a trench for a pipe that we were going to put under the ground.
And also on day 4, we were able to, on our little off time, go into the classrooms. And so this is one of the preschool classrooms at TCE, and we were able to help the kids with their coloring and their letters. So that was a really fun time. In day 5, we spent we said goodbye to the families of TCE in the morning. We bought little bracelets and gifts from their craft market. And then we went to, we went shopping, that's what we did. We went to all of the markets all around, and then we were able to take a boat tour on a lake in Nicaragua. And it was really cool. One of the islands is called Monkey Island, and you can buy bananas to feed them to all the monkeys. And we didn't actually get a monkey to come down so we could touch it or whatever, but some of them are hanging from tree branches, and so that's a picture of the monkey. And
Lagoon.
And then day 6, we went to an organization called Bradley's House of Hope. Bradley's House of Hope, it's not an orphanage, but it's an organization where parents will take their handicap, whether it's physically or mentally. They'll take their children there, and then they can receive therapy and special education. So we had 2 groups that day. One group in the morning stayed at Bradley's house and worked with the kids and helped prepare lunch. And then the other group went over to a house visits. They went to the children's homes and they brought them peanut supplies you saw in the earlier picture. And it's amazing when we get to do that because that's what's going to feed the family for the next few weeks.
And then, right before we left, we were able to go to a lagoon, which is absolutely gorgeous. It's formed out of an old volcano crater, and the water is turquoise and blue, just like you would all imagine in your minds. And we also did zip lining. And so we thank you so much for all the supplies that you brought in for our mission trips. You have no idea the lives that you touched with whatever you brought. So thank you so much.
Hey guys, I'm Sarah, and this is my friend Sam, and we went on the New York mission trip. So, just a quick little background. How many of you guys know Jesus? Let me hear you say, oh yeah. Alright. Well, how many of you guys know you're supposed to share Jesus and the message of the gospel as you start in class with your friends? Let me hear you say, oh yeah. Okay, well sometimes that can be kind of hard, and when it gets hard, we actually use something called boldness. And what that is basically Jesus helping us not be afraid to tell our friends about Jesus. So, the New York mission trip really gives you a bunch of boldness because you do a lot of street ministry and going and telling random people that you have no idea who they are about Jesus and what he did for you by dying on the cross. So we're going to tell you guys a little bit about our trip, right? We're going to start with Sam.
Yeah, so one of the main emphasis on this trip was prayer, as Sarah mentioned. And the main way we did that in New York was Dave really likes to set up these things called prayer stations, which you can see up there. It's just like a little booth. We have a bunch of tracts and Gospels of John's in a bunch of different languages. Because in New York, there's like 200 different dialects of like stuff that people speak. So we had a bunch of tracts and Gospels of John's on there. And then we just wore these goofy looking red aprons. But that said, prayer changes can come. And we would just stand in the streets and ask everybody that would walk by if we could pray for them. And it was an awesome time. It was a great time of growth for I think everybody on the trip. Because it really forces you to get out of your comfort zone and to, pretty much live out like the book of Acts in the Bible, really just evangelizing. And we went to 2 main places. And the first one was Jamaica, Queens, which is a huge subway station in a kind of rural part of New York City. And so we were able to pray with lots of people there, and it was great. Sarah actually did a conversation with a Muslim woman for like 45 minutes about her faith, and they both learned a lot from the conversation. It was really cool to get to meet a crazy amount of people from crazy amount of different backgrounds, and just talk and converse with them and encourage her. And then the next place we went was Times Square, which is completely different from Jamaica, Queens. Jamaica, Queens is a lot poorer area of New York, and a lot of people without jobs. Some homeless people. And Times Square is obviously a lot more ritzy part of New York, so we got to talk to a lot more businessmen and stuff like that. So it was a great time, and we were able to start to lots of people.
Okay, so the next big part of our trip, we focus on 2 things. We focus on prayer and then we focus on outreach. And outreach is just kind of when you reach out to people who are less fortunate than you. So the organization we go with is Straight Line Ministry. I'm wearing her t-shirt. And what they do is they have this thing called a food truck. You can see it right there on the right hand side. And out of the back of that, Mr. Dave Feet, who leads the organization, he has interns who work for him. And they make food and then we serve it to homeless people out of this truck. So we just drive up to this park. It's called Pumpkin Square. It's where a bunch of homeless people hang out. There are seriously about 1 million homeless people in the city of New York. I don't know if you guys know that, but that's a lot of people. I can't count to 1 million. It's a really big number. So using this truck and giving them out food, we also give out hygiene packets with soap and toothpaste and toothbrushes and razors and just stuff that you basically take a shower with We hand that out. We also have a clothing table, and people will donate clothes to Street Life Ministries, and then we'll put them on a table, and people will come up, and they take 2 articles of clothing. Working that's kind of crazy because people will try to take more clothing than they're supposed to, and most of the time they're Asian and they don't speak English, and you're having to try to communicate with them, and try to tell them take 2, and you have to yell at people. It gets kind of chaotic, but it's a really great time because we also get to talk with the homeless people who are there and learn more about their story and how they got there. So it was just a really good time for us. And I got to talk with one guy who was staying on a mission. He actually graduated from a program to help him kind of assimilate back to normal life. So it was a really great time to get to know people and their story.
And the next thing we did, one of the main things that I admire about this fleet is that his entire life is dedicated to service. And so his ministry center is actually his home. He lives there, and he invites people in, like in your group, and it's a pretty big house, but all the time people are going through there, and homeless people are there all the time eating food. He has church services at his house all the time. So with all that traffic, it gets kind of dirty after a while. So one of the days we just did a lot of work around his house. We cleaned up his yard. Moved a bunch of trash, swept a bunch of stuff, painted some things, and then in addition, we also helped them mail some of their monthly newsletters and send out some other mail. And then we also made care packs that we took to Tompkins Square Park the next day. We cut up soap bars and we got lots of shampoo ready for them because that was one thing they were dire need of was deodorant and soap. So we were able to get them onto that and just really help beautify the spirit in these times.
This trip sounds like a lot of work, right? Wrong. No. We have a ton of fun. We do a lot of stuff that's just for fun to get us acquainted with New York. We go to Chinatown one time. That's a lot of fun. You get to go up to the street vendors and kind of argue with them about the price they have and try to get them to go down to prices for scarves or t-shirts. That's a lot of fun. What else do we do? We go to Times Square. That's the place you guys watch the New York Ball Drop. That's for having that. Lots of huge screens. It's bright, it's beautiful. Love it. We go to Wall Street, which is the upper right-hand corner, and we get to just take a lot of pictures there, see where homeless people. It's really, really neat. And we also get to go to Battery Park, which is a picture of the eagle right there. And you can see the Statue of Liberty from there. It's really quite fascinating. I know our group had a lot of fun when we went to Times Square because we get to do shopping. We go to Lombardi's Pizza, which is like the first delicious. We go to Bubba Gums. They treat you well, they give you good food. So it's just a really great time to get to know the city of New York, get to meet your people, get to know people in the city. So that is all that we have to share with you guys. If you guys have read it, and I'll see you now.
Hi everybody, my name is Amanda, this is Tyler. We're going to talk to you a little bit about our trip to the Bahamas. First, I want to thank all you guys for all the money you brought in. It really helped us out with our trip. We got to purchase a bunch of art supplies and school supplies that we put down for all the kids. And probably one of the best parts was we got a bunch of sidewalk chalk for all the kids. And they have a basketball court. And one day, in about the matter of probably an hour, the whole thing was covered with sidewalk chalk. And now it's like a new thing to me. Just come on, what happens to it? But then it's gone the next day. But they had a ton of fun with the sidewalk chalk. So this is some of the work projects we did. And the picture on the left is a room, and it was supposed to be a nursery, but it kind of got used for storage. So we cleaned up all of that stuff and organized it all. And then we put up that closet in the picture to the right, and put all the storage stuff in there so that we can use it as storage and a nursery. So that was one of our main projects. And those pictures are the guys working on the closet. And here's a lot of pictures of kids in the school we were at. And every day, every morning, and every day after school, we would go and play with the kids for a few hours. And it was so fun. And the picture at the bottom, you can't see, but Tyler's under all of those kids. They all jumped on it. So that was really funny. And so there was kids from the nursery and from the school. And yeah, it was a ton of fun playing with all of them. And every single day when we would come down, we stayed at the top of the hill, we'd come down and say, the missionaries are coming, the missionaries are coming. It was pretty funny.
Alright, well, I'm going to talk about our fun day, and we took a boat out to a private island, about an hour boat ride. That was pretty relaxing. And the bottom left picture is us about to go snorkeling. We're about to go snorkeling, see some pretty sweet fish, some sharks, and then the picture to the right are iguanas, and we fed them grapes off of a stick. It was kind of weird. There are lemons of them running everywhere. Here is a shark video. He's a professional shark wrangler, I guess. And we're right behind it, so we're pretty close to that big shark. So that was pretty exciting.
It was called a lemon shark, and it was like 6 feet long. It was really big. In one part of the video, you can see its teeth, and it was kind of scary. But yeah, and then at one point, it got really close to us, so we had to kind of run away because it was kind of scary. So thank you guys all for your support and helping with our trip, and we'll see you in the second grade class next week for the reward for earning the most money. So we'll have ice cream and recess.
All right. My name is Johnny, and this is my friend Courtney. And we went on the Jamaica trip. But when you think of, and our friend Mrs. Ranch, you know her, right? When you think of Jamaica, what do you guys usually think about? No, just shout it out, share it with me. All right. Well, when I went to Jamaica, my first time, I thought of Yaman. Like when you think of Jamaica, you hear Yaman. So go ahead and say it with me. Yaman. All right. Well, Corey's going to go ahead and tell you about a little bit what we did.
Okay, so when we got to Jamaica, we drove like 2 hours to the airport, and we stayed here. So when we get off the bus, that's the first thing we see. It's like a beach, and it's lovely. So that's where we stayed. It was a lot of fun. We got yummy food and got to relax in our free time and swim in the pool and sit in the sun. But we did work. Okay, and so the first day, we went to a construction site and we built a house. And the group laid over 190 cinder blocks on the first day. So that was kind of cool. We got to mix cement and mortar, and we laid the foundation of the house for a family.
All right, and then the second day, because we switched groups, a group of us went to a farm, and I don't know about you guys, but my muscles are not that big, so we had to do a lot of work, and it was hard, but it was very fulfilling, and at the end of the day, they rewarded us with some fresh coconut water and some sugar cane, and it's like, have any of you ever heard of sugar cane? Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. It was I liked it a lot.
Okay, so the next day we woke up and our big group split into 2 groups, and we went to 2 different schools down there, and we got to tutor children like your guys' age, and it was so much fun to play with them and teach them. And at recess we went out and played with them for a really long time, and that was very fun. They really liked Mrs. Ranch. She got to play with them a lot. So it was fun to play with little kids. And then that night we went to the infirmary.
The infirmary is a place in Jamaica where people with special needs go, and some older people who their families can't take care of them anymore. So they go there, and there's workers that can feed them, but sometimes the conditions are just really bad, and there's like flies everywhere, and they don't get food all the time. So what we did is we went there and we fed them some soup and gave them some water, and we sang with them. I brought my little ukulele and I sang with them, and though you cannot see, you can see the brain smile. That is me. And right beside me is my dear friend Richard that I met, and he's just a wonderful guy. I mean, throughout all the circumstances, because he does have special needs, he would always just praise God, and that was just amazing to hear. And it really made the trip what it was, because all these people have or living in poor or bad conditions, but God is number one, and that's what we got to remember.
And our last work day, we had to, this was at the hotel we stayed at. They have like a little platform by the ocean, it's really pretty. So we went down there and we had to go into the ocean and shovel sand into buckets, carry the buckets up steps and across the platform to the other side. So it was kind of hard work to carry wet sand in buckets, but it was fun and we got to spend all day out in the sun by the ocean, so that was what we did.
And then on the last day, we had a little bit of fun. On the last day. All right, and then on the last birthday, we had to do a prayer walk, and we went to the community and we went to different people's houses, and we prayed for them and let them know that though they're going through hard circumstances, God is still there for them. And it was really encouraging to see that though they were going through bad circumstances, they knew that too. So it was really good. We met, I like to call her a young lady. She was actually 98 years old. She was born in 1914. So she's turning 99 this year, going to be 100 next year. That's crazy. And throughout her whole life, she just kept on telling us about her experiences with God. It was just so cool. And hopefully we all get to be like 99, you know, when they have flying cars and all that. That would be sweet. Yeah.
And then on the last day, we got to go to a market, kind of like what the New York was telling you about when they got to bargain with people and get the prices down. So that was really fun. So like walked around and we got some cool stuff. And then we also went to the beach and got to spend all day on the beach. And it was lots of fun. We played in the ocean and just hung out and got to be with everybody. So.
Wait, before you take the mic, can I hear you guys say Yama one more time? Keep saying that all day. Say it to all your teachers.
Well, those are 4 of our innocent groups. We also do a few other ones. We've got groups that go to Chicago, and we got some groups that just stick around here. But we do that every year, and we're really excited about you guys coming up and having opportunities to do these things. You know, travel around the world and go see interesting things and meet awesome people. So we're excited. Thank you guys for having us over here and for allowing us to just share our experiences with you. And thank you again for your support, your prayers, and what you gave to these trips. It was awesome. A lot of fun. So thank you guys very much, and I'll turn it over to Mrs. Patrick.
Let's show them how much we appreciate that they got us early. All right, we are ready for Speaking the Sun. Mrs. Layton is going to come.